What's going on, everybody? What up? What up? What up? Real Talk with Rich is back in the building one more again. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is fantastic. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Yeah, but it's Sunday night. Time to get the week started. So appreciate you hanging out with your boy. Yeah, what's going on, Vagrant? Good to see you. What up, Pericles? Kevin Pitts, what's good? What's good? What's good? Jay Wilkes, let's go. Man, I tell you, I hope you guys are well. And as I like to say from time to time, I am better than I deserve. And so, yeah, it was a very cool, chill weekend. Got a chance to do a little comic book hunting and things of that nature. Didn't get to do a whole lot. It was a lot of schoolwork, uh, more lecture than work, I should say. But I'm glad the end of the semester is almost here, so I get a good break in December. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, man, we got a lot to get into tonight. But first, before I get into that, you know what I'm saying, man, I enjoyed the football today. Bruh, Ravens and Steelers, that's always a treat. That is always a good game. I can't believe that the Steelers won and scored no touchdowns. That was amazing. But it was a good defensive battle. You know, most of the NFL has no answer for Lamar Jackson, but the Pittsburgh Steelers do. It seems like they get up for that fight. So shout out to Pittsburgh. They did their thing tonight, or should I say earlier today. Got a chance to watch that game, watch the Chiefs and Bills games. Shout out to Buffalo, bruh. Woo, playoff! I can't wait for the playoffs. I cannot wait. It is gonna go down. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty cool, man. I'm looking forward to that for sure. Tomorrow night, Texans play the Cowboys, and so that's probably we're gonna probably wash the Cowboys. So what's real talk, Rich? If I don't mention, how about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? We're gonna find out about them tomorrow night, though. But yeah, I got some things I got to do tomorrow night, so I'm not gonna see, but maybe the second half of the game. So either way, it's all good. But yo, let's get into the business at hand. I can't wait to get into this. So you said don't start. Boy. Code 10, man down. That's what y'all saying. Y'all need a quarterback. Sorry, Cooper Rush ain't gonna do it. I'm sorry. So, guys, we got some dope interviews getting ready to come up this week. Want you guys to check them out. We got Rodney Barnes Tuesday night. Followed Wednesday night, we have Aletha Martinez. And then that Thursday, #Stormwatch is in the building. And here's the thing, guys. I hadn't even brought this up, and it probably needs to be a news article. But I think in mid-December, hashtags, I think, on Instagram are going away. So hashtags won't really mean anything. You won't be able to track things through hashtags anymore. I read something about it today, matter of fact, earlier today, that they're doing away with hashtags on Instagram. So all you hashtag this and hashtag that people, you might be lost. Of course, a lot of people are migrating to different platforms. And, there's a mass exodus, pun intended. This election results are yielding all kinds of crazy fruit. What up behind the scenes? They still a nation. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going down. So check us out. Here we go. We also got a special announcement. Marvel editor Tom Brevoort will join us Monday and Mueva Aladeli on Thursday night's Stormwatch show. So Marvel editor is going to be in the building. Y'all behave. You know how it is when you were a kid and your mama gave you the lecture before you walked into the store. Keep your hands in your pocket. Don't ask for nothing. We go in this store. So Marvel editor is going to be in the building. Please, please conduct yourselves accordingly. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, Marvel editor is going to be in the building with Stormwatch. That's going to be pretty amazing show. So the next few days, guys, this whole week is going to be murderous row. Yeah. So y'all stay tuned. Black Comic Lords, we got you. So anyway, Moan says, are we going to ask them about MD Bright? Hey, I am. So, we definitely go. I'm definitely going to ask that question. So that's not even trolling. That's just inquiring minds want to know. So yeah. But yeah, y'all stay tuned for Thursday night. Should be a blast, man. But anyway, let's get to our show. Low hanging fruit. That's a segment of our show where we talk about the news and everything that goes with the news, and everything that's happening in the news. Our first little tidbit that we're gonna get to. I want to talk about the Penguin. Penguin season just ended about a week or so ago. And I gotta say, if I had to rate this series, these 8 episodes, if I had to go by a 5-star system, it gets all 5 stars. The Penguin was fire. Penguin was fire. Penguin was pretty amazing. All I need DC and Marvel to do is just take notes. That's how you do a show. That's how you do a show. Shout out to Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Shout out to my man that played Victor Alligator, the young brother. And, I was joking with Derek behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? I don't like anti-heroes. I don't care for sympathy for the devil type deals. If you're like me, you was kind of rooting for Oz. If you was like me, you was kind of like, yeah, Oz, let's go. If you was kind of like me, you was saying, yeah, Oz, take it to him. Take it to the powers that be. Standing up for the little guy. And then I was reminded that the Penguin, like he's always been, is a villain. We just did not know how much of a villain until the last episode. And all of us got a sobering reminder that this guy is part of the Batman's rogues gallery for a reason. Moan says, did not see that ending coming. No one did. I was talking to Derek behind the scenes and we were trying to figure out, I was like, man, if I had a little bit more time, I would have give you guys the funeral details for my man, Victor. They're going to lay him to rest down at Golden Gate Cemetery. Yeah. We will have fried chicken and barbecue chicken at the repast. And I'm just going to ask all the ladies to please be on your best behavior and do not try to pull Victor out of the casket. Okay. I know that y'all like Victor. He was an adorable, stuttering guy. A guy that was in the streets and was just trying to find his way. And of course, he bumps into Oz. Oz takes him under his wing and teaches him a few things, right? Encourages him. And then all of a sudden, he becomes like his number two. And then the Penguin decided at the end of the day that you have outlived your usefulness. It is what it is. It was really the perfect ending. It messed everybody up, which is what it was supposed to do. And it definitely was, they definitely got us with the shell game. I mean, I just thought that we was going to see them get together and maybe pop a bottle of champagne and, they were going to toast and he was going to be on top of the world and that kind of thing or whatever. But it was like, no, it ended in a park bench on a cold December night for Victor. Yeah. I'm going to watch this probably again pretty soon because it was just that good. But that the writing on this was incredible. The writing on this was incredible. Sophia Falcone was amazing antagonist in the show. Yeah. Shout out to Matt Reeves, man. Shout out to Matt Reeves. He did his thing. I am not mad. Colin Farrell's gonna probably get an Emmy for this. And but we should have known that Oz was a little off. Because Oz was really the devil. Kind of cuddly and kind of like, I really like this guy. He's a little off, but he's kind of okay, right? But what kind of kid are you to leave your brothers trapped in a storm drain underneath Gotham? This is who this guy was. We kept getting things about who Oz really was, and it was kind of like, oh my God. But we didn't listen. We ignored all of that. We were pulling for Oz. Right up to the end. I was like, man, yeah. So yeah, I tell you what, I don't really like having HBO Max, but that was worth me keeping because I was going to get rid of HBO Max right after the season 2 of House of Dragon ended. But I knew the Penguin was going to be there, and I was like, well, you know what? Let me just keep it a little bit longer, whatever. And yeah. Claude says, I saw it coming. The story foreshadowed with the killing of Oz's brothers. Also, Penguin, like most villains, was insane. Yep. Luana says, I just thought he was misunderstood. That part. Yo, as it was said and done, villain's gonna villain. That's all I'm gonna say. So shout out to all the good people over at HBO Max and the producers over at the Penguin. The writing was chef's kiss. Wow. That was dope, man. It was dope. Lauren LaFranc, you did your thing. You did your thing. So Smooth Pro says, I'm used to Penguin from Gotham. Well, no, this definitely was not Burgess Meredith and the what's the guy? the Penguin from back in the day. No, that's not this Penguin. This was Tony Soprano slash, if Tony Soprano was a Batman villain. That's what we got. So shout out to Oz, man. That was a great show. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So anyway, yeah, great story, right? That's all I can say. Mr. DC Comics says Penguin is crazy getting his girl address like his mom. Well, you know, he had a thing for his mom. Like old boy said a while ago, he all of them crazy, insane. He can get a sale at Arkham, but that's kind of how he was, though. I mean, he craved his mother's attention so much so that he was willing to kill his brothers for it. That's sinister, there, bro. That's sinister. Whew. But anyway, if y'all have not seen The Penguin, go check that out, man. You know, that's binge worthy for sure. Yo, let's get on to the next the next topic, which is a Variety article. Denzel Washington. If you've been under a rock and you have not looked at any social media, Denzel Washington says Black Panther 3 will be one of his last movies before he retires. With the side note of saying, you know, Chadwick Boseman was once declared that there is no Black Panther without Denzel. We'll kind of get into that spiel in a second. Denzel Washington revealed in August that there are very few films left for him to make at this stage of his Oscar-winning career. But now that he's revealing that Black Panther 3 is one of them. Speaking to Australia's Today while on press tour for Gladiator 2, Washington said that director Ryan Coogler is writing a role for him in the third Black Panther film. It will be one of Washington's final movies along with the new Steve McQueen project and film adaptation of Shakespeare's Othello. Quote unquote, for me, it's about the filmmakers, especially at this point in my career. I am only interested in working with the best, Washington said. I don't know how many more films I'm going to make. It's probably not that many. I want to do things I haven't done. I played Othello at 22 and I'm about to play Othello at 70, he continued, referring to the Shakespeare production starring Jay Gyllenhaal that opens on Broadway in February 2025. After that, I'm playing Hannibal. After that, I've been talking to Steve McQueen about a film. After that, Ryan Coogler is writing a part for me in the next Black Panther. After that, I'm going to do the film Othello. And after that, I'm going to do King Lear. And after that, I'm going to retire. While the Steve McQueen project remains under wraps, Netflix has already announced it's backing Anton Fuqua's war movie that will star Washington as the ancient Carthage is basically General Hannibal, okay? As for Black Panther 3, Marvel has yet to officially announce the sequel, but we're expecting a third tentpole from Coogler given the success of the franchise. Washington's involvement in the third Black Panther movie will be considered a full circle moment. Before his death in 2020, original Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman revealed that Washington paid for his acting school one summer, and thus there is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington. And that is a circular moment, if you can say it like that. Denzel Washington, one of our greatest actors, wants to do a Marvel film, but he not just wants to do any Marvel film. He wants to do Black Panther, which is, I think, amazing. And I adore Denzel Washington. I honestly believe that Chadwick Boseman was the heir apparent to Denzel. But since Chadwick passed due to his illness, that vacancy remains there. And I'm sure that there are a few actors out there that could like really take to it, but no one has really got the range or the filmography of Chadwick yet. There's some guys on the come up, but these guys got ways to go. So when Denzel does decide to wrap it up and call it a career, I'm kind of hoping that he don't, but at the same time, I'm not expecting him to be Morgan Freeman either. Morgan Freeman is still doing full-length movies, small movies, independent movies, things of that nature. But when you've been the best and you've done all that he has done, there's really not much else for him to do. At this point, the only thing that would get him probably to the big screen outside of what he really wants to do is a big paycheck. And so I think that he's got a lot of dough already, and he's not really driven by that. So he's doing a lot of Shakespearean stuff. So he's in his Shakespeare bag, if that makes any sense. So he's going to want to do things on that level or close, But I want to shout out the Spike Lee tree, if you will. And the reason why I say Spike Lee tree, starting with Denzel playing in Mo Better Blues with Wesley Snipes, right? Spike Lee directed Do the Right Thing. Not only to Do the Right Thing, I'm sorry. School Days with Lawrence Fishburne. All of these guys are kind of connected. The only thing and Denzel has a relationship with Don Cheadle through their work on Devil in the Blue Dress. But Black Hollywood, the stars of Black Hollywood for the last few years, I was going to bring up Samuel L. Jackson, but the stars of Black Hollywood, particularly the Black men in Hollywood, this small knit circle of all kind of had their time through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They have been in smaller roles, so to speak, but they've been through that, you know what I'm saying? And so to me, it's just a natural fit that he would want to do something, and he would want to do Black Panther. Now, don't get it twisted. It's still recast T'Challa. And I've seen the AI stuff of him on the throne with a head full of hair. I'm just going to make a plea on behalf of my eyeballs to whoever's got too much time on your hands. Stop. Please stop. Stop this AI foolishness. There's 101 reasons why AI is amazing, but I can give you 10 million reasons why AI is trash. Okay? Y'all stop it with the, I know y'all like having fun and not like fantasizing, and y'all like, just stop it, okay? Stop it. Recast T'Challa, but I don't expect him to be T'Challa. I'm not going to speculate on what he should do or who he should be in the Black Panther movie. All I care is about the recast. If he has a minor role or a major role. I mean, there were rumblings about him being in the Doctor Strange movie as well. So we'll see how it goes. All of this is just talk at this point, you know what I'm saying? Until they do the actual screening process and they green light the quote unquote movie, which they have not, it's just talk. So, but I thought I would bring it up because everybody and their mama has talked about it. And so I just wanted to kind of give you guys my thoughts on it as well. So yeah. So anyway, shout out to Denzel Washington out here doing work. I'm giving us representation. And I'm looking forward to seeing Gladiator. Now, I heard some things, and all I'm gonna say is, I don't care. I just want Gladiator 2 to be a good movie, okay? All of the extra stuff or the stuff that wound up on the cutting room floor, I don't care, okay? I just want to go to the theaters. I want my popcorn. I want my 6-piece. I want to sneak in my 6-piece wing dinner, chicken fried hard, and I want to enjoy the movie. That's all I care about. I don't care about this extra stuff. I'm gonna let y'all worry about that, okay? That's what I want to do. So yeah. So anyway, next article is the Screen Rant article. DC honors the Green Lantern with a special statue that you can visit, and he's not alone. I love how they make it a point to just say that he's not alone. There is no DC without Green Lantern, and there is no Green Lantern Corps without John Stewart. And now the world is finally catching up to what comic fans already know, as the legendary hero is set to be honored with a life-size statue in Burbank, California. Based on comic book illustrator Jamal Campbell's work, Jon Stewart is the latest to be honored in statue form alongside of Batman and Wonder Woman. As revealed by DC Comics on November the 14th, a 7.5-foot tall bronze statue of Green Lantern Jon Stewart was unveiled as part of the collaboration between DC, Visit Burbank, and Warner Brothers Discovery. Some notable names and faces were present at the unveiling, including DC President, Publisher, and Chief Creative Officer Jim Lee, along with comic writers Jeremy Adams, Morgan Hampton, Tim Schreider, who all have aided in telling the Green Lantern story. Best of all, the statue honors Jamal Campbell's landmark design of Jon Stewart, making this a big win for the fan favorite Green Lantern. Jon Stewart is a staple in the Green Lantern lore. Green Lanterns have a core diversity, and Jon Stewart helped usher that era in forward and his creator's creation in Green Lantern Volume 2, number 87 in 1971 from Dennis O'Neil and Neil Adams. His statue in Burbank is a testament to the voice he has in comics. As part of the celebration, Visit Burbank also released exclusive comic Green Lantern Jon Stewart Global Guardian, featuring a new cover by Jamal Campbell, highlighting his classic design as it was adapted into the spectacular statue. Given how the statue itself is based on the work by Campbell's, whose work on Far Sector and Superman gained him acclaim as an artist, the statue honors both heroes of color and creators of color that helped bring those heroes to the foreground. And besides being the most powerful Green Lantern, Jon Stewart is an enduring part of DC's legacy. Batman and Wonder Woman have already gotten their own statues downtown for the Dark Knight, while the Princess of Themyscira stands vigil as fans enter the Warner Brothers studio tour, which this Green Lantern statue now joins in Burbank. As a testament of what this Green Lantern means to the world, more than just a tribute, this statue was also an engaging piece of art itself, one which will stand for a long time to come. So, Jon Stewart got a statue, y'all. It's a beautiful statue. And I don't know if I will be visiting Burbank, California anytime soon, but if I ever get out to LA or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, to California, period, and I'm close by, definitely going to make a trip to, you know, take a picture with it or take a picture of it. You know, I'm just hoping that they keep the extreme fanboys away from it. Y'all leave that alone, okay? Don't, you know, deface it. Don't, please, let Jon Stewart be Jon Stewart, okay? He said, Sal Styles is seriously, Hal Jordan looking at John with the salty eye. Look, everybody knows that for the last, I would say, 20 years, 10, 15, 20 years, I would say, let me say 10. Jon Stewart's been out front because of the cartoons and things of that nature. The comic book stuff is a little different, but he's been in a lot of comic books. Jon Stewart is a cemented character. And in my humble opinion, he should be larger than what he is. But I'm glad, you know, things like this speak to his, you know, to his relevance as a character, that they would do this, you know what I'm saying? So that's cool. So yeah. You know, y'all give John his props. Sorry, Hal. Maybe they'll give you one next year. Anyway, let's move on. We have a comic book article. So this last couple of days or so, right, there was a fight. Mike Tyson speaks out after Jake Paul lost and addresses health concerns. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul hyped up the epic battle, while Netflix certainly delivered a spectacle through the night's card. Paul versus Tyson didn't exactly bring the house down. There was some good fights on that card, though. It came to light right after the fight that Tyson was dealing with a knee injury, but Tyson dismissed it, attributing anything from the loss to that. Tyson has now posted a thank you for being able to be in the ring one last time. And in that post, he also spoke about his health issues that he had earlier in the year, revealing that he almost died and had to have 8 transfusions at that time. This is what, and he quote unquote, this is what he says. This is one of those situations where you lost but still won. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time. I almost died in June, had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood and 25 pounds in the hospital and had to fight to get healthy to fight. So I won. Yes, Mike, you certainly did. Mike reportedly got 20 million for this fight. Jake Paul got 40. Now, Mike Tyson is like 58 years old. And Mike probably had no business getting into the ring. But the fact that he was able to do so and, fight a guy that is not the biggest professional, but he's fought, some, I won't say washed up guys, but, Jake Paul is not, nobody's going to mistake Jake Paul for a heavyweight champion, okay? But the point is that for him to be able to bounce back like that and fight, and compete, so to speak, to his point, he did win, because all Mike Tyson ever wanted to do was fight. And so, to do that and then get a $20 million payoff, yeah, salute to you, Mike Tyson. However, there's always a however. That probably was more that right there is more entertaining than the actual boxing match. Shout out to Netflix. Y'all streaming on the other night was trash. I never had that many buffering issues on the Netflix platform in my life. And apparently most of the world either. I could not watch the fight. And here's the thing. The fight was in Arlington, okay? I live literally 15 miles from Arlington, okay? And my feed was garbage, okay? And it was a hot mess. I would have to come out of it. I would have to exit the platform, come back in, move it up to where it was live. And it just it was just not good. It was just not good. But I have a theory. I think that the good Lord was looking out for all of us. And he was probably like, you know what, y'all don't need to see this anyway. God was probably saying, you know what, y'all, if y'all watch this, y'all gonna think you've been robbed, even though it was free on Netflix. So most of us didn't get a chance to see it. You know what I'm saying? I did not go back and, watch it because it was like, there's no need to. But yeah, all I would say is Netflix, you knew the whole world was going to watch this fight. You knew that. You had one job, Netflix, one job. And that was to show up, make sure that your routers and all the little bells and whistles that it takes to put on a boxing match of that magnitude, that included Jerry Jones, that included Cedric the Entertainer looking like a pimp named Slickback. It had everything in it. Rosie Perez. I think I saw a goat. You know what I'm saying? Everybody and their mama was at this fight, okay? But no one saw no one because literally this thing was just buffering the whole time. The whole time. It was just hilarious. So I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's Friday night is ruined. I saw a dude that literally tore his big screen TV off the wall because he was that frustrated because he could not see the fight. It is what it is. So Netflix, respectfully, stay in your lane. Hosting boxing matches is not y'all thing. Y'all either got to get y'all you know, technology up to speed to where y'all can handle, 100 million people watching y'all at the same time. Do something. But please, that was not cool. That was not cool. The one night I wanted to really watch Netflix, I couldn't because y'all stuff was garbage. Hypestyle says, will Mike be getting another video game out of this? By the way, the Puerto Rican girl was robbed. I'm just saying. She was. And wish my feed glitch was when Mike was about to show his rear. Look, this is, this is entertainment in 2024. Yeah. This, as a black man, I'm always used to somebody telling me to do better. It's my time to tell y'all, do better. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, we're gonna go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're gonna get into a little review of a comic book that came out this week. So yeah, we'll be right back in a minute. Have you ever wanted to read a story with a poetic musical twist? Batman Jazz is that John, written by Gerard Jones and illustrated by Mark Badger. The story is about a legendary jazz musician and his desire to play jazz when and where he wants to. There are lots of twists and turns in this story, but suffice to say that Bluebird, who the story is about, shares more than his love for jazz, but he makes a point to teach Batman a thing or two. It's a great story. It's gritty, it's poetic, it's reflective, it's aptly titled Batman Jazz. It's a 3-issue mini. I'm sure you will enjoy it. It'll be a welcome addition to your collection. And please, if you like this video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for listening. Peace.
Here's our black real estate in comics. What do I mean? Let's check out Black Panther. He is gone from the MCU for reasons. And what is happening in the comics? We can complain all day about how our champion is being treated, but we don't own that character. Look at Milestone character, created by one of the greats, Dwayne McDuffie, my guy, but we don't really own or control any of his characters. DC does. So I'll ask again, where is our black real estate in comics? Meet Delta Dogs from Millennial Comics, created and controlled by us, where story sits in the forefront. Delta Dogs is more than just black characters being black for the sake of being black. This story is about 7 cousins that gets into an encounter with a mysterious glowing stranger that changes their lives forever. And with their unique abilities, this family may be the one thing that can save their hood that's being ruled over by a vicious super gang, with an ex-criminal as their leader and other superheroes that looks the other way when it comes to their environment. This will be an impossible mission to pull off. Grab these books in our hardcover Ultimate Edition bundle at millennialcomic.com so we can really have some skin in the game when it comes to the comic book industry. Keep doing y'all thing, Black Comic Lords. Peace. We back. So yeah, man, shout out to Millennium Comics, my man Vonell Young doing his thing with Delta Dogs. So recently I had launched a campaign to find out what happened to Black Lightning. He had been missing. I was desperate. I was going into crime-infested neighborhoods. I was scaring the white folks in the rich neighborhood, passing out flyers, trying to find out where my man's at.
Well, I'm happy to report that Jefferson Pierce, aka Black Lightning, aka my man's, aka will shock the hell out you, has been found. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present and talk about a book that has been a long time coming. I am talking no other than Black Lightning, Volume 3, Issue 1, written by Brandon Thomas and art by Fico Asio. Look, so right off the rip, I was just happy that this book was going to be available. I copped issue, I copped issue, or I should say cover A. And of course, I had to get the Sanford Green, that second cover right there in the middle. I had to get that as well. Style so serious, you ain't funny. You ain't funny. There will be no, we will not have it, Tom. We will not have it. But yes, Black Lightning has been found. And so tonight I want to do a review of the comic book because it's only the right thing to do. Shout out to Brandon Thomas. We interviewed him just this past week, Wednesday night. Had a good time with the brother. And so I wanted to do this official review of the book. And so just off the rip, the writing on this book is very good. The pacing for the book, the panels is on point, and nothing writing-wise feels off or out of place. The book feels good because there's a lot of dialogue, but there's action that complements that dialogue. The exchanges that are in the book, whether it's the very beginning where Jefferson is talking to Lynn, his ex-wife, but also she happens to be his best friend, baby mama, whatever you want to call her. That felt natural between the two of them. And the interaction that Jefferson had with Superman felt good as well. All of this, particularly the Superman Jefferson Pierce in exchanges, a nod to the original run. People associate Black Lightning with Batman because of his affiliation with Batman and the Outsiders. But what a lot of people don't know when it comes to Black Lightning is that his first interaction with a superhero was actually Superman. So it was good to see that nod as well. We know Jefferson to be a leader and also a teacher, an academic, he's an athlete, an Olympic athlete at that, you know what I'm saying? And so him wanting to be a asset by leading this initiative to help these beings or these people that have powers now, I think is a natural fit for him. So I'm looking forward to what Brandon is going to do with that as well. But here's the thing about this book. This book is action heavy, which is a plus. I think that with Black Lightning not really being a prominent character at DC for all of these years, what will garner new readership or what will garner interest will be the action that will be offered in this book. 14 pages. I want you to hear this. 14 pages, 14 of the 20 pages in this book has some action in it. This is not a book where they're just standing around and talking. There is that in the book, but like I said, 14 pages of the 20 pages of this comic book has action on it. You know, and again, this is good for a character that has not had a run in a number of years. The art style is great. I can't compliment the art enough. I love the styling of it. I love how it's set up. I love how the action scenes are put together, you know what I'm saying? Lots of, kinetic energy, if I can say it like that, in terms of style. I mean, the art is beautiful. Asio, he did his thing in his book. I'm looking forward to seeing, some more interior art. You know what I'm saying? If they can keep the interior art on, up to snuff, you know what I'm saying? This book is going to sell like, I think H&H says that book sold out at his LCS. I think a lot of people were surprised that it was going to do as well as it is done. If they had known, they would have ordered 25 copies and would have got the ratio. but that didn't happen. So, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's going to go to a second print. I don't think it's necessary, but, you know what I'm saying? I do think the interest has been generated enough where people are going to check for the second issue off the bat. Matter of fact, Brandon Thomas confirmed with us that the interest was high and that the numbers were high enough to where people are looking forward to issue number 2. So very, very, very good book. You know, the book ends with a cliffhanger, you know what I'm saying, which is good, you know what I'm saying. We want all books to end like that, you know what I'm saying. But what you don't lose in this book is that this is actually a family superhero family book. Okay, Black Lightning, Jefferson Pierce is featured, but his daughters Thunder and Lightning are also a part of this book as well. So this is a book featuring a family of Black superheroes, and so I'm looking forward to what they do with them and their interaction and that kind of thing. Jefferson has a deep love for his daughters as well as his ex-wife or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I think that is going to help drive things or whatever. I'm interested to see where they go with his interaction with the Justice League and, you know, his role, his prominent role now. And we'll probably get a little more of that in the Justice League Unlimited series. But yeah, man, I got to say that this book was very, very solid. And, you know, there's no book that's perfect. So if I have to give it 5 stars, I'm going to give it 4.5. I just think that it was that compelling of a book. The art was very solid. Brandon's writing on this book was to the point. He didn't make Jefferson all moody and, you know, just depressed or whatever, you know, like they do with some superhero books these days. He kept him focused. He kept him on thinking about the mission. And so I think that that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? We got enough reflective, moody superheroes. Just let my man shock the hell out of somebody and move mountains. That's all I care about. One of the coolest things in the book that I got to say that I enjoyed was watching Jefferson fly. That does not suck at all. So, yeah, I'm digging it. I hope the villains that show up in this story bring it so my man can bring it to them. And you know how it goes. So, yeah. So please, please, please go out, support this book. Put it on your pull list. Support it. I think that this is a dope character, an original Black character. That's the biggest thing that we need to see. This is not a legacy character. This is not a character where he's wearing someone else's mantle. This is an original character created back in 1977. And so I am asking the community to just support it because he's a dope character. He's a dope human being. He's a Black man. He's relatable. You know what I'm saying? He knows what struggle is like. And he also knows what it means to be above the struggle as well. And you know, and thrive and love family. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we in this thing. So shout out to Brandon Thomas and his work on Black Lightning. Looking forward to much, much more. With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and transition to Collector's Corner. Collector's Corner, that's a segment of the show where I just show something from my collection. It's not always books, it's not always keys, it's not always something notable or whatever. It's just maybe something cool that I think is cool. And so what I'm gonna show you tonight is a plate. The cool thing about this plate is that it's a nod from the DC Comics used to run news strips in the newspaper called World's Greatest Superheroes. It was actually done under different names, but World's Greatest Superheroes is one particular name that they used. It was a syndicated newspaper comic strip that featured DC characters, which ran from April of 1978 to up to February of 1985. And this plate was actually an advertising sign that was probably used at newsstands. And so if you look closely at the plate, I don't have a close-up, but I have the original plate here. But Black Lightning is featured on the plate. Let me see where it can. Yeah, he's right there where my finger is. But he is on there. He's the reason why I grabbed this, because he's on there. He's in the comic strip as well. And so, again, you know, I'm a collector through and through. And if my man's is involved, I'm probably going to get it. So I got this because he was on it. I'm actually trying to hunt down some of the original strips to see if I can get those to go in my collection as well. So when it comes to collecting, guys, there's no one way to do it. There's multiple ways to collect. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you. Styles was serious. She said, I need some Jive Turkey and Dynamite thrown in from the start. No, man, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. We passed that. We on another level. We're not doing that. We some stuff needs to stay in the past. We passed that. We are past the past, my brother. So anyway, look, we're going to go ahead and transition to chat talk. That's the part of the show where we talk to you guys. And, what's on y'all mind? What y'all reading? What y'all thinking about? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? What's your thought on some of the books that came out this week? That kind of thing. So let's have at it. You know what I'm saying? I read a little bit of everything this week. I read Absolute Batman #2. It was cool for what it is, I'll say. I think people are, when it comes to the absolute universe or whatever you want to call it, I think people just want a different take on these superheroes, which is why it's kind of like people are really hyping this stuff up. And some people are of the opinion like, oh, this ain't that good, y'all. I'm not on that page, but I'm not exactly jumping up and down about it either, because I think it's cool for what it is. I think that anytime you can do something different with a superhero, I'm here to check it out. I don't know if it's gonna last, but I'm here to check it out. You know what I'm saying? And so even when it comes to Absolute, Superman or whatever, I thought Absolute Superman #1 was great. I'm looking forward to reading issue #2. But Absolute Batman #2 was okay. I just really wasn't jumping up and down about it. I really dig the art. The art is what kind of has drawn me in with that particular run for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I just enjoy the exaggeration of Batman. There's some scenes in Absolute Batman too that's just like, you know what? I don't need Batman's balls in my face, okay? There's a scene where he's literally, you see his crotch. His crotch is stretched out on the comic book. I'm just like, y'all doing too much, DC. But, it's cool for what it is. You said that Absolute Batman. Pull that back up again there. Something about the Absolute Batmobile makes all the other Batmobiles look like a Pinto. Yeah. And Sid, I think that's the cool part too. Like I said, it's supposed to be exaggerated and that kind of thing, kind of zany in a way or whatever. Just a different take. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be one of these guys that's like, you know what I'm saying, we doing too much with the character, that kind of thing. Man, have that. You know what I'm saying? You don't like it, don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? But if you love it, buy it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So Nigel says Absolute Batman 8 bang. Yeah. I mean, look, bro, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I am here for it. So, but I read that though. I read I have Sam and Twitch. I have not read that yet, but I did read Violator issue #3, which is interesting because initially Violator was only going to be 3 books, but now they've increased it to 6. So, it's okay for what it is. I'm reading the Spawn, all of the Spawn stuff, but I'm kind of taking a break from it. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty cool. Now, Amistad said, cool, but his uniform shirt looks like Lightning Lad shirt. Just saying, man. I mean, look, I think they're trying to create a superhero book that's not campy, but at the same time, it's kind of like crazy. They just want it to be crazy looking, groovy. If I can use a 70s term, I'll say groovy. Okay, but I mean, I don't necessarily particularly care for the design. I do like the art though. Art on the book is fire. You know what I'm saying? Uh, K Jr. says Avengers 20 is a Black Panther solo story. Yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? I told that to last week. I told all the Black Panther fans that if you want a Black Panther story, Avengers 20 would be the book to get. And so, because there's no other superheroes in that book except T'Challa in the book. So, yeah. Black Panther fans stay eating. Styles So Serious says, what's the word on Philadelphia coming back? Not sure. Not sure. I do know that 20 Past Rigor issue 3 and issue 3 of Johnny Gatling just dropped. Those were only going to be 3 issues apiece. And the word I got from that is that the conclusion of the story is going to be featured in a graphic novel. I think Rodney Barnes is doing a graphic novel. I don't know if it's all going to be inclusive in one volume or it's going to be 2 different volumes. But from what I understand, the conclusions of those 2 stories, 20 Past Rigor and Johnny Gatling, is going to be in a graphic novel. So Omnistar says, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, didn't Black Lightning have that lightning design first? Yeah. He did, you know what I'm saying? But, I don't know. I mean, it's a variation of the shirt, so I don't, I'm not gonna say I'm not this purist guy, especially when it comes to Black Lightning, because Black Lightning has literally had like 3 or 4 different uniforms. And I've never been like just repulsed by any of them or whatever. They're fine for the times. The one at the very beginning, it was cool for what it was in 1977. And then when they did a modern version of it, they had different colors in it. Had some red in it, some yellow in it. That I was good with that. Then they did the modernized stuff from Cold Dead Hands. I was good with that. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff that they're doing now is cool. So I've never been that kind of person that be bugging over uniforms and stuff. So that's just me though. Styles So Serious says the Transformers books was good. Let me ask y'all, because I left G.I. Joe issue 1 in the store. Is anybody reading G.I. Joe? And if you did read it, was it good? Do I need to go grab it? You know what I'm saying? Because I bought the Destro books and the Cobra Commander books. I did not read Duke. Was not interested. For whatever reason, I like the villains in the G.I. Joe universe, if I can say it like that. So yeah. So what else we got, guys? Yep. Man, let's see. What else did I read? I did pick up Captain Gravity. I did pick that up. That was somebody brought that up in our Facebook group. And so I wound up getting all 6 issues of that book. So I have that. I read issue 1, enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to reading the rest of that. I know Paul loves it. He says that it ought to be a movie or a story, or whatever, a cartoon or something. But yeah, Captain Gravity, superhero from the 1990s, I guess, or 1930s, I want to say. Here we go. These books here. Captain Gravity and the Power of the Vril. So I'll be reading these. Great covers, beautiful covers. So yeah. So yep. So I'll be reading those. And I picked up some Jay Wilson, the last issue of Ram God was fire. I have to still catch up with that. Ram God, unfortunately, has been reduced to the pile. And when a book has been put in the pile, the timeline for me to read that book, I might get to it maybe before the end of the year. As a comic collector, that's kind of how it goes down, man. You get some stuff, it's cool or whatever. Like I say, Ram God didn't pull me in when I first bought it. And, you know, again, I heard y'all say, man, give it a chance, give it a chance, give it a chance. But I just have not went back to it. And it's not that I don't want to go back to it or whatever. I just been kind of reading other stuff, and it just got kind of pushed to the background. Oh, yeah. Jay Wilkes said, did anyone pick up Defiant? I did. I do have Defiant. Enjoyed that. Robert Smalls enjoyed that thoroughly, for sure. That's on the pull list, matter of fact. So, yeah, I definitely enjoyed that. I read that. Matter of fact, I read that Friday night because I went to bed because I could not watch the fight because of all the buffering. And I read the first issue of Captain Gravity and Defiant in place of it. Matter of fact, I know because I put it up, I think, in the Facebook group. That's what I was going to do because I got tired of cutting the stream off, the Netflix stream off, and cutting it back on because I couldn't see the match. So yeah. Once I just put the Ice Cream Man book in my pile at my spot. Anyone read the Ice Cream Man? I read the first few issues of Ice Cream Man. It's an acquired taste, I'll say it like that. It's cool for what it was, you know what I'm saying? But it's like 25, not 25, like 30 issues in now, I'm going to say. There was an anthology that came out not too long after that started, which was the, what was it called? The coin, not the coin, I'm missing it. There's an anthology similar to that, to the Ice Cream Man, that it went like 15 issues and it stopped. It's supposed to come back. But yeah. Thor says to turn Penguin down right sick, like the writers at HBO, into a cheap copy of the Joker and take out your own brothers. The silver coin. Yes, that's it there. Thanks, Derek. Yeah, silver coin. I enjoyed the silver coin. Silver coin was very entertaining. Great horror anthology. So yeah. Still waiting for my Defiant to come in. Yeah. Yeah, Defiant was pretty good. I think you're going to enjoy it for sure. For sure. Let's see. What else did I got? I got some stuff. I got my books kind of scattered. I don't have nothing close to me. I don't want to get up. I did a lot of you see you pulling anything out of the preacher's portal. Not really. I picked up some back issue stuff. I will. Def Rocker says, have you read Something Is Killing the Children? Yes, I have. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm not on the hype train like that with that title or whatever. It's cool. I read it. I read like the first volume of it or whatever, but it didn't draw me into where it's like, it's okay, you know what I'm saying? You know, and it's not to say I don't like the writer. I love the writer, but I just did not. The story just didn't grab my interest like that. You know what I'm saying? So by the time Something's Killing the Children got like hot, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wasn't really on that. I was on Philadelphia. That's what Philadelphia literally kept me from all the other horror stuff. I was just zoned in, locked in with that. So yeah. I know Death Rocks is supposed to be a movie about it. Yeah, they definitely doing a movie about it or whatever. You know, I'm gonna watch it, you know what I'm saying, like anything, but I just never I just didn't, like I said, it just didn't grab me initially when it was really burning hot, if I can say it like that. I did go to a shop this week. Here's the reality, and I'll talk about this for a few minutes. The reality is that this hobby takes disposable income to do, but it also takes opportunity. It also takes a loyal fan base or a loyal customer patronage, if I can say it like that. And in the last couple of years, I have watched comic shops in my general area shut down. I was at a shop this weekend. Today was the last day that the shop was open. Comic Warriors out in Keller closed their doors today. And I went out there and I bought some stuff. A lot of the stuff I already have. But because this guy was closing his shop and I've gotten some good things out that shop, I felt like I wanted to spend a little money with him, you know what I'm saying, as a sign of appreciation. Sometimes when you go hunting, if there are certain books you'll just pick up, your favorite books or whatever, you see it and it's a decent price, you're going to buy it. You can only do that with so many books or whatever, right? But there are things that you may, have multiple copies of that you just don't. They're cool books, but they're not necessarily your favorites. So I bought a lot of books that it's cool to have, but I have multiple copies of these books. And I just did that because I just wanted to show some support. He was closing his doors. It always sucks when a comic shop is closing their doors. But yeah. Rich asked me wanting to drive out to Ollie's. Well, the word is Ollie's has got the Black Panther omnibuses out now. I saw a guy post up the Black Panther omnibuses. There are two of them. There's one that's called Wakanda, and there's the Black Panther Early Years omnibus that's available now. So they're like $35. These omnibuses are $125 retail. So if you can get to Ollie's and, you know what I'm saying, here's the thing. Thing about Ollie's is like, you may be in another city and your Ollie's may have them and it may not have them. Because I know when the Luke Cage books came out, when it first came out, people were talking about it. I had it in my heart to go get it. And finally, when it did show up at Ollie's, I didn't wind up getting it. And the reason why I didn't wind up getting it was because I got all the comics. So to really just have the omnibus would be just basically having this big, thick book to just take up some space on my bookshelf. And so I decided not to get it. Now, I like Luke Cage, but I'm not the biggest Luke Cage fan. But yeah, there they are right there. There they are right there. Yep. So those are going for $34.99. $34.99. Keep that up, Derek. I'm gonna try to grab some stuff. Yep. Let's see. What else? Okay. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? You get all kind of stuff, man. But yeah, some of the that's I put it like this. I know a few people that got those omnibuses that they paid top dollar for them. They probably sick. You can get those for $35. So yeah, that right there, that Captain America Sam Wilson. It's only, I think there's only like 10, but it's like the complete run of that. So yeah. So and as much as I might want to get the Wakanda books, that Sam Wilson might be the one I'm gonna grab before anything. So yeah. So anyway, but I'll show you some stuff that I grabbed So one of these days I'll check out the Ollie's near me. Yeah, man, go down there and check it out. I mean, they got comics and all kind of graphic novels and stuff. We've gotten a lot of stuff from Ollie's. Ollie's is all right. Fast Willie Jackson, what's good? It's been tough. A lot of comic shops are getting really hit hard. Yeah, because the economy, bro. The economy. This thing is real. I think some people, particularly us as comic book heads, COVID was amazing for comics because a lot of us were at home and we had all this time, and so it's like books were just people just was they were trying to find something to do, and now that the world is quote unquote back to work and all that good stuff, and the price of things have gone up, people have less disposable income. And so that means that's less people at the shop. A lot of the shops that I go to, comics are not their primary bread. Shops I go to, their primary bread is games. Most of these shops have gaming areas. You know what I'm saying? They have a place where people sit down and talk about games. People don't hang out at the comic shop no more like that to just talk comics. You know, instead of, I used to go to a shop and be in the shop for 2 hours just talking about comic books at the counter. People don't do that no more. People are either finding other things to do or they're sitting down playing games. Bo B, what's good? Thank you for the super chat, sir. Yo, Def Rocker asked a question. Do you read manga? If so, have you read Akira? It's different from the anime. To answer that question, I have read some manga. The manga that I've read is One Punch Man, Attack on Titan. I've not read the Akira stuff. And I was late to manga, so to speak, because I'm an older guy. So manga kind of like came after, and I'll be honest with you, I did not understand. It's when you're an older person, there are just certain things that just don't make sense to you. Like I never understood, why do I need to go to the end of the book? Because that's the beginning of the book. That always threw me for a loop. And once I got past my own bias, I was able to enjoy what I was reading. I read a manga version of Othello. And when it comes to manga, that type of deal, I like reading stuff like that, like Shakespearean stuff or whatever. I get a kick out of it, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But, and manga is beating the brakes off of comics. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And for some people, manga is a dirty word. I'm not one of those people, but yeah. I may have to check out Akira, whatever, but, my first foray into manga was, One Punch Man and Attack on Titan. So I will pick those up and read them from time to time. So yeah. Def Roxon, I'm the same age as you, maybe. Well, I mean, again, like I say, I'm just not a manga person, though. You know what I'm saying? My brother is my brother is a 3 years younger than me, and he was the Dragon Ball Z guy. I was the comic head in our family, even though he was a big X-Men collector. My brother was a hardcore X-Men guy for about 4 or 5 years. So much so that my brother gifted me his collection of X-Men books. And my brother read the classic X-Men. He read the Uncanny X-Men book. He read the Excalibur books. He read X-Man. This dude read everything. And, he just one day said, man, you can have it. And of course, me being me, I took it. Born in 69. I was born in 67. That's what's up. Robin Monroe says, I recommend Lone Wolf and Cub, classic manga. I have the Lone Wolf and Cub comic books. I have those, which is kind of done in the manga type style. Yeah, but I do have the Lone Wolf and Cub, the original. I know there's like a Lone Wolf and Cub 3100, but I do have some of the original Lone Wolf and Cub comics. So, yeah. And it's weird too because there's a black owned company I think called Saturday AM, I think is what the name of it or whatever. And I was trying to get into some of their stuff, but I never really took the effort or the energy to make it to go and grab it and consume it and find someone to talk to me about it or whatever, because we're a comic book group, and so while my partners are not the biggest manga heads, I'm probably more liberal. But my other guys. My other guys are like, man, get that out of here. But I have no problem with manga. I think manga is cool for what it is. So let me show you some books that I got. And this is from the comic shop. These books were 60% off. And these are all dollar books, okay? So this book here, The Last Shadowhawk, I got this one. I have this book. I have the cover A, but this is actually The Last Shadowhawk 3D. And so this is a 3D book. 3D books are cool to read. I probably will not open this because it's sealed. It's got the 3D glasses on the inside of it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just cool to have. I grabbed Classics Illustrated is one of my favorite Golden Age, Silver Age type stuff to read. So this one here is Food of the Gods. I remember going to the movies and seeing Food of the Gods. And so this is what this is about, H.G. Wells. So I got that. This book here, World's Finest from 1984. I bought this one here. My man Black Lightning is in this book. So that's why I got it. And I have, here's another last week, Shadowhawk. And, Shadowhawk is one of my favorite comics from the 90s. And, the original Shadowhawk, he passed away. He had AIDS. He died of AIDS. And he was a popular character, but the controversy of him being a superhero with AIDS, that was not necessarily taboo, but comics were off the chain in the 90s. And so for that time, that was a little different. That hit different. So, Shadowhawk turned 30 years old last year. And so they did these one-shots of The Last Shadowhawk, which is really the original Shadowhawk. So, but I just thought that was cool. So I have, like I say, one or two of the cover A and cover B, but I picked up those just, like I say, they were $1. And Nita Hawes, Nightmare Blog. If those of you that like Philadelphia, you should get into Nita Hawes. You should read Nita Hawes. Nita Hawes, that first volume, amazing. And so this is, like I say, these are $1 books. And I got them for like 60% off. So I only paid literally, 40 cents for these books. So that's issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, issue 4. The story arc, the first story arc, I think covers like 6 issues. But the first story arc is about a guy named Howling Henry, a musician. And Rodney Barnes takes you on a roller coaster ride of a ghost that comes back and haunts and wrecks shop. That's all I'm going to say. If you've never read Nita Hawes' Nightmare Blog, you should try to pick that up, man. It's pretty amazing. I think you dig it. for what it is. So this is the Philadelphia issue number 12. This is the second print. So yep. Juan says I just copped a pre-print of second appearance of Black Lightning today. Cost me $9. It's not bad. Not bad at all. And then here's some Power Man, issue number 49. So got that. I picked up this book here, X-Men Havoc, X-Men's Havoc or whatever. Marvel Comics presents. There is a Black Panther story that was in the Marvel Comics presents. And I think if I'm correct, it's a story of him when he was Black Panther was in South Africa. But it ran for a number of issues. And Black Panther, let's see if I can pick up the story arc or what the story is called. Panther's Quest. Panther's Quest, that's what it's called. I could not find this issue. This is the conclusion of the story. This is issue number 29. But this concludes the whole story of it. And so I got to put those together so I can just kind of sit down and read it in one setting. So yeah, Panther's Quest. Then I picked up the Black Panther Man Without Fear. A few of these. 518, 520, 522, 513, 520. I have all these books already, but I just went on and pick these up because, like I said, they were like 40 cents. So, Rodney Barnes is Lando, issue number 5. Childish Gambino on the cover. So yeah. Yep. I love this cover here, Justice League versus Kong and Godzilla. This is a variant cover. So I went on and grabbed that. So I got that. And there's a Boom Studios book. I have the books in my collection, but I can't find them. So I was at Half Price Books this weekend or whatever, and I went on and grabbed 3 of the 4 books. So I'll just have to hunt down the 4th one to read the story. But I'm gonna read the story while I have them just kind of sitting in. This is a story called Judas. This is actually about Judas Iscariot. It's kind of it comes from the lens of what if Judas was born to do this, and he's working with Christ, quote unquote, to make this thing happen where he's betrayed and that kind of thing. It's an ill what if story, if I can say it like that. And but I started reading it. It piqued my interest and thought. I said, well, you know what? Let me break this down. And so, you know how it is. You stick stuff in the pile, you throw it in the box, and before you know it, it's somewhere you don't know where it is now. So I was able to get those first 3 issues, and so I'm gonna go back and pick it back up. This one here, or these next few books here, when this series first came out, it was all right, but I really wasn't feeling it. I felt like it was just my thing. And then Paul was like, Rich, you need to go get it, man. You should really like it, man. It got good. Oh, that kind of thing. And that was Sirens of the City. I read the first issue. I was like, this is not for me. Teenage angst, that kind of thing. It's all right. I like Kari Randolph's art, but I didn't like it enough to like commit to it, just buying it issue by issue. So I picked these up for half price. So I got these for like $2 a piece. So this is issues 2 through 6. Yeah. So I'll pick up the story, reread issue 1, and then do that. So yeah, those are just some of the books that I grabbed. You guys were talking about Conan. Jay Wooks has picked up issues of Savage Sword of Conan from Dollar Bands. Conan is pretty cool, man. Certain parts of Conan stories are pretty amazing, which is weird too, because not weird, but Conan is actually in public domain now, so anybody can do a Conan story. Um, a lot of people are not going to tackle Conan, but those of you guys who would like to write a story about the Sumerian, y'all can do that now. Yep. So again, those are some of the books that I grabbed from the comic shop. And like I said, a lot of shops took a hit, man. They're taking it, so you have to be wise in how you collect. Side note, Richard, I'm not sure if you watched any episodes of Cross. What do you think if you have? I have watched Cross. I'm up to episode 3, and I'm enjoying it. Shout out to Aldrich Hodge. I like the DC. I like the DC landscape, if you will. I have never been to DC. One of the things I want to do, my wife and I go on vacation. We want to get to DC because we want to go to the Smithsonian African American Museum. And but I was just kind of checking it out. You know what I'm saying? Some of the scenes and some of the eateries that they're going to, and that kind. I'm noticing this backdrop. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying the story. You know what I'm saying? It's an ill story, but I'm enjoying the cinematography of the series and stuff. So I'm enjoying Cross. Initially, I didn't think I was going to like it. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't think I was going to like it because I remember I remember Tyler Perry doing an Alex Cross movie and thinking to myself, I don't believe this dude. So I initially was turned off. And then, of course, the series comes out. I see an interview with Aldrich Hodge in it, and I like Aldrich Hodge. I kind of wish that they would do a Hawkman standalone film because I enjoyed him as Carter Hall in Black Adam. But that's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. But I dug his steez, if I can say it like that's hip hop for real. I dug his steez in the show, so I'm checking it out. Yeah, pretty good. Fast Willie Jackson asks, if you could reimagine any public domain character, which one would it be? I think Lobo is public domain now. Either Lobo or Lion Man. I would like to see Lion Man reimagined. Now, as far as everything else, nothing really from what I some stuff that's public domain I don't care for because people just take liberties with stuff that's public domain and they make they make bad movies with them, like the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey stuff. I'm like, why would you take Winnie the Pooh? Why would you take an adorable character and make him a serial killer? That what we doing? But if I had to say, I would like them to do something with Lobo. I would like to see somebody bring Lobo back. We have not gotten and some of the guys behind the scenes have talked about Marvel doing a Western, a real, not they did the, well, it wasn't Marvel, that actually is, I think Jonah Hex is DC, but they have not done a Western. Marvel hasn't done a Western, and they should do Rico Jones. Not yet. Not Rico Jones. Reno Jones. Shout out to Rico. But I would like to see them, do a Western. So Lobo will be probably my number one that I would like to see them bring back. Yeah. What's going on, Specs? Yeah. Yeah. Jay Wood says, I would like to see Bass Reeves. You know what's interesting about that? I mean, the Bass Reeves show was on Paramount Plus. And I gotta say, I enjoy the streaming services, but I hate the streaming service process as well. And I'm gonna tell you why. So I wanted to watch the new season of Yellowstone. And so Yellowstone is supposedly on Paramount, which it is, but it's not on Paramount Plus. It's on Paramount Network. Paramount Plus and Paramount Network are different. So it's like I signed up for it, went looking for it for Paramount Plus stuff, didn't see any of it, saw like the first 3 seasons of it. I'm like, where's the new season? Happened to be watching the NFL game today. They ran an ad available now on Paramount Network. I was like, what? So yeah. Specs asks about Mantis. I don't think Mantis is public domain. We were talking about, shows that you could do on public domain. I don't even know if Mantis is even up for. It would be cool. I thought Mantis was ahead of its time, and I'll be honest. I think it was too black. It had an Afrocentric theme to it in a way without being woke, if I can say it like that. But yeah, I think that show could work if they would ever try to bring that back. Amistad says insulting coming behind Morgan Freeman like that. Jay says, did you see T'Challa and Adam Brashir? I mean, Aldrich and Isaiah and Krause. Yeah. TBN says, Mantis, who want to be handicapped? Nobody does, I don't think, but I think it could work. I mean, I'm saying. Mantis was cool for what it was. I mean, it was the 90s, bro. It was the 90s. It was the early 90s. It was dope, man, for what it was. But going back to Bass Reeves is on Paramount. The first season of it. I don't know if they're going to bring it back or not, but I'll put that for the first season of it. And I didn't get to really watch it because I didn't sign up for the streaming service, because Paramount Plus and Paramount Network clearly is 2 different platforms. And why am I going to pay for both of them to watch 2 different shows? It's disgusting. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it's just weird, man. It's too many streaming services. I thought I would never say that, but now it really is too many. So Def Rock asks, was there ever a black character in any Conan series? Yes, Zula. Actually, Zula from if you watch Def Rock, if you watch the Conan movie, Conan and the Destroyer, the character that Grace Jones plays is actually called Zula. But in the comic books, Zula is a man, not a woman. So yeah, there are black characters in the Conan universe. So yeah. So a lot of people don't know that. Lifestyle says, hope Christopher Priest can return to Conan any of the still in the 1980s. No. And you're watching the Dune series tonight. It looks good. You know, I'm you know, one thing about I tried to like get into Dune, and I have to kind of like try again, as they say. I just, you know, some stuff just grabbed me, and some stuff just has, you know, some stuff don't. You know, but I'll probably give it a look, see or whatever, because we're getting ready to go into the holiday season. There's not a whole lot going on, a whole lot not that's out. The Rock had a movie that came out this week, The Red, called The Red, and it flopped big. I'm like, man, can The Rock get a break? Dude ain't been the same since Black Adam. I don't know what's going on. Rafe with the super chat. That's what's up.
Donation. It's a donation. I thought it was the trash. Don't be hitting on me.
Thank you.
So Ray says Marvel should adapt the Blaze of Glory Western miniseries to film or TV. That mini team teamed up several Marvel Western heroes and was pretty good. You know, that would definitely be a good look, and they probably would do something like that if they ever decided to go with a Western. I don't know what's going on with Marvel in terms of their Western characters. They got plenty of them for sure. But that's a great idea, Ray. I think that would definitely bang. Specs asks, I'm just watching Supercell. How do you feel about it? So I think Supercell was dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I think they're doing a second season. But yeah, I think for what it was, I think it was cool. Will it be able to maintain steam beyond another season? I don't know. That's the problem with stuff that's with IPs that are kind of like off the rip and are just unknown. You don't know how they're going to stand up story-wise, which is why they wind up getting canceled sometimes after 2 or 3 seasons. It's unfortunate, but if you can get your characters to grow, you know, there's a possibility that it'll be around for a little bit longer. But yeah, it was dope. Def Rock said there is going to be another season for Supercell. Yeah. Now, when we're going to get it, I do not know. It may be another year or 2. Yeah. The movie Upgrade is inspiration for what a rebooted Mantis could be. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yep. Well, look, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut this thing down, man. It's been wonderful hanging out with you guys tonight. Hit you guys with the benediction. But before we go to the benediction, a couple of things. First, Stranger Comics, strangercomics.com, has all of their books available, whether we're talking about hardcover, short stories, floppies. They got all of that stuff there. You can even buy swords. And if you, you know, decide you want to pick up and learn about Niobe or Dusa or any other of the world of Asunda, which is what the country or the land that Stranger Comics talks about. If you use that discount code BCL, you can get 10% off of your books. And 10%, whether it covers tax or whether it covers a part of your shipping, you save 10%. Just put in the code BCL, and I'm pretty sure you'll find something dope. Don't forget, they have all of the hip-hop variants, tributes that they do as well. They got a lot of dope stuff. Shout out to Sebastian and all the good peoples over at Stranger Comics. And this week, please remember, on Tuesday night, Rodney Barnes will be in the building talking about Batman Full Moon. and other things he's got going on. Florence and Normandy, graphic novel that he did with Exhibit, and Ahsoka, which he's writing currently, among other things. And we'll definitely ask him about when Philadelphia will return. On Wednesday night, Aletha Martinez will be in the building. Artist on Nubia, Moon Girl. She will be in the studio and she'll be doing a thing talking about the industry and her work. And Aletha Martinez is amazing. She's an amazing artist. Amazing artist, and she keeps it real. So yeah, I want to be here for that. I promise you, you want to be here for that. And on Thursday night, November the 21st, hashtag Stormwatch with the writers and the creators of Storm, or the new run Storm. Storm will be out this week, so there's a new Storm title for you guys to go grab. We'll be discussing it. But Tom Brevoort will also be joining us at Stormwatch, Marvel editor, and you guys can ask some questions. We're just going to ask you to be respectful. Y'all behave around company, okay? When we have company, y'all behave. And also, you guys can go back and catch the replay. If you missed the interview with Dennis Cowan, go check out the replay. It was an amazing time. Paul had a blast interviewing Dennis Cowan to go. And please don't forget about to support the Kickstarter that's still available to get right now on Kickstarter.com. So you can guys check that out. And also last Wednesday, we talked to Brandon Thomas, about the Black Lightning, the characters, power sets, and all kind of things. It was a fun time. And so, you want to check that out, learn a little bit more about the character and what Brandon is wanting to do with the character. He says, we won't embarrass you. That's what's up. But we definitely going to ask about MD Bright for sure. Lastly, please support your favorite current comic book series by pre-ordering before the final cutoff date. Subscribe and get you a pull list. If you get a pull list, that helps the LCS put books in the store. Some of these independent books that we like to grab that may not have a big billing like Marvel and DC or Image, the smaller brands in particularly, the comic book shops are not going to order a bunch of these books. Now, I might say, man, you need to go get this. This is incredible. But your shop doesn't carry it because there's no interest. Pull lists and pre-ordering helps generate the interest that these comic book companies or these LCSs need in order to pay their bills, because it's not like it used to be. See, back in the day, you could order 50 books, right? And you could return those books, take the covers off of them, and return those books for credit. You cannot do that today. That is not the marketing, the way they market books or the way that they do business when it comes to comics now. All the comic shops, they have to eat the cost of the books that they don't sell. That's why we tell you guys to pre-order. Books get canceled because lack of interest, lack of sales. So if you want to make sure that your comic book shop keeps Popeye, if your comic book shop keeps Akagoon, Brutalizer of Gods in the store, if you want to make sure that Advent Comics stays in rotation at your comic shop, pre-order, because that helps the LCS understand and know, I got a guy that likes this book, likes this character. He's going to buy the book. I can put it and maybe put one or two more on the shelf and garner some interest. That's how this thing works. It's not perfect, but that's the industry. So please do so. Pre-order, pre-order, pre-order. Buy the comics, read the comics. That's what we live by at Black Comic Lords. Now, to the benediction. Benediction comes from Hosea 6:3. It reads, let us strive to know the Lord. His appearance is as sure as the dawn. He will come to us like the rain, like spring showers that water the land. From the stronghold that is Black Comic Lords and Black Superheroes Forever, it's your boy Rich. And until next time, we say peace. We see you guys Tuesday night with Rodney Barnes. Take care of yourselves. We out.